Bahrain. We have with us Mr. Shamik. Welcome.
Thank you.
Mr. Shamik, please share with our viewers who you are and what do you do.
So my name is Shamik Raja. I'm the founder of GoldPesa, which is a tokenized digital gold-backed structured product. And effectively that means it's a gold-backed token with upside. And we are able to achieve that by combining quantitative science from my quant firm in London, combined with my gold company here in Dubai.
Okay, I think I'll be asking the question that just went through with probably some of our viewers to explain a bit more.
Sure.
Maybe for those who are not familiar with like cryptocurrency works and what's the exact connection with gold, and like what's the practical use that could be applied. Maybe a bit more details with some examples, please.
Right. So with many cryptocurrencies right now, they're driven by only speculation, right? So the first goal as someone in my position is to offer a cryptocurrency that takes old finance and combines it with new finance, we call it, and creates something that has intrinsic value. So the first and foremost is to create an asset-backed token, and with an asset that has passed the test of time.
That's where the tie-up with gold.
With gold comes, right? And this also creates a hedge against inflation. This creates a safe haven on the blockchain. If anything were to ever go belly up, everyone will be running to the crypto exchanges for fiat. We want to make sure that there's a safe haven on the blockchain that is an alternative to stable coins, right? Like a gold-backed crypto or a USDC. So this alone, I felt was not enough. I felt that the market wants more. They want upside. If somebody is investing in crypto, they're looking for this crazy return. So in order for me to ask somebody to pay a premium or have a token that goes higher than the spot price of gold, I knew that I needed to add an income generating aspect to the token. And by adding an income generating aspect, we're creating earnings for token holders. And gold generally doesn't give you a dividend. It doesn't give you rental income. But by adding an earnings component to it, we now can have a token that will trade at a multiple of the earnings. And now it has the qualities of a Bitcoin, right? So what we do is when you buy a gold-backed token a GPX token from GoldPesa, we charge spot price plus 1%. We take half of the 1% and we invest it into my quant firm. Profits that are generated by the quant firm are used to buy back the token and burn it. So even if the token is trading at $1,000 and there's only $50 of gold behind it, we will pay $1,000 for that token and we'll burn it, which means as a company, we'll keep $50 of gold, and that's our way of transferring $950 to the market, and that is how we created earnings, through a buyback. And that's the model of GoldPesa. So it's a one-of-a-kind gold-backed token that can trade at a premium because of the earnings capacity of our code.
Oh, that sounds pretty exciting.
Appreciate it.
For me, like for a person who is not a lot of into finance and crypto, but this, am I right that it sounds similar that like everyone who buys the crypto except of getting the benefits of the cryptocurrency, the dividends that you offer, it's like what dividends? Sorry for that.
Yeah.
It's like almost all the holders, they're like investors in your business.
Absolutely.
When they're getting like the dividends.
Absolutely. Well, they're getting the upside of our quantitative trading strategy without the risk, because we're risking half of our own fees, right? We don't redistribute these fees. A lot of these tokens, they're just, you feel like you're gaining, but you're not really gaining. Somebody else is losing because they're taking fees and redistributing it. Here, there's an actual external tap of external money, which is being generated with intelligence into our GoldPesa ecosystem, which means we don't need to risk. If we lose all the money in the quant strategy, well, you bought gold at spot price plus 1%, which is not an inflated fee. And so this is where a structured product comes in, because you get the full upside of our quantitative fund. And if everything bellies up, well, you've bought gold at the worst case. And I think that's where the balance comes in for someone, and it gives the everyday person a chance to get access to something like this, which is usually only available to the sophisticated investors. And I think blockchain allows us to offer such a sophisticated product where people are investing with something that has intrinsic value and not just gambling.
Okay. Probably final question from amateurs.
Sure.
How do you deal with your risks? Like you said, the market value is 50, and then like previously it was like thousands, or like not 950 is the difference of how do you cover up for your risks for that?
Right. So I mean, initially, somebody who purchases the Gold Pesa option token, which is available now, they have the option to purchase the main token at spot gold price plus 1%. So anybody who purchases it now and gets that option is taking the lowest amount of risk. Later, as the token starts to float away from the spot price of gold and trades at a premium like $1,000, the risk will really come based on the earnings that are being generated by our code. We're going to broadcast those earnings live. So it seems like everybody has a code these days. Everyone's got a bot, right? So we want to put that to bed and broadcast the results live, verified. Our investors will be able to see those results, and on that basis, they'll trade at a multiple times that. And that is where the risk lies, right? We cannot control what the neural nets do. We cannot control the return. We've coded it with the greatest level of assumptions that are correct and a lot of thought process. And we have a team that knows if we are tricking ourselves into believing something that we don't have, you know? And that's the best that an investor can hope for, because you can't see our code. So you can only hope that the team has the wherewithal and the good intentions are one thing, but the pathway to hell is filled with good intentions. You want to make sure that the team has the wherewithal to know that they could possibly be tricking themselves into developing something that actually can protect them from the future for what has never happened before. And I think that on that basis, you make your bets, right?
Trust is definitely something important these days.
Massive. That's it.
To be sure.
Absolutely. Trust is everything.
In the companies.
Absolutely. Without that, there's no hope.
Extremely hard to obtain and very easy to lose.
Absolutely. Exactly. Very, very difficult. But we got to give it a shot, because I think what we've built is intelligent, and we want everybody to have access to it. And if you believe, you win. That's the way we see it.
Thanks a lot for the details, dear viewers. I hope now it's more really clear for everyone. Now, Mr. Shamik, what brings you to the Royal Investment Summit, and what are your expectations versus today's event? So feedback.
I felt that it would be a good place to connect with some of the stronger members of the UAE. And a big reason for this is a product like ours needs regulation. There's many projects out there in the crypto space, and in order for them to be sustainable and successful in the long run, and to actually give people access to something this good, they need to be regulated. And I think that there is efforts in place in the UAE to start regulating companies like us. But I think that it requires a little bit more of a push and some of the right partners. And I think that one of the main reasons of coming here and giving exposure to what we've built to some of the key members.
Thank you, Mr. Shamik. What's your understanding